Zendaya becomes Spider-Girl? Spider-Man No Way Home has been a grand success since its release. Many are saying that it's the best installment in the MCU to date. Fans are super satisfied with such a fantastic closure to the Spider-Man saga, but what is the future of the Spider-Verse then? MCU is talking about introducing a new superhero, Spider-Girl, to continue the Spider-Verse. Speculations are that it would be none other than Zendaya to play the role. Fans are saying she's the best choice here. But is it true? Would Zendaya become Spider-Girl? Hello Marvel fans, welcome back to another marvelous episode. Today we are going to talk about the upcoming superhero Spider-Girl and whether Zendaya would play it. There's a bonus discussion also on the character of Spider-Girl, so stick around till the end. Subscribe and share the video. Let's start. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man have all been well received. However, now Marvel Cinematic Universe, popularly known as MCU, is thinking about adapting one well-known comic book story into a film, Spider-Girl. In other renditions, the character MJ takes on the role of Spider-Girl, which would first appear in the Marvel comics in the 1970s. This time, MJ is Michelle Jones, played by Zendaya, and she may have been groomed for Spider-Girl from the start. While Michelle Jones is not Mary Jane, it can be abbreviated as MJ. It squarely implies that MCU is paying a tribute to the iconic MJ character intentionally, throughout the character of Michelle in Holland's Spider-Man flicks. It's also clear that Zendaya's character was matured in the franchise, indicating that she has a lot of promise. The very first MJ, played by Kirsten Dunst, was a bit of a damsel in distress who needed to be rescued repeatedly. Her character's transformation into Spider-Girl would have been in stark contrast to her portrayal in the Maguire's Spider-Man flicks. Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, was a clever and brave foil for Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. She, on the other hand, aspired to attend Oxford, where she could obtain a distinguished degree and begin her career. Her goals for a regular existence would have been severely disrupted if she had become Spider-Girl. Zendaya's MJ, on the other hand, is perceptive, analytical, and bold, all of which are characteristics of Spider-Girl. She discovered who Spider-Man is by just observing Peter's movements, and she assisted in the discovery of Mysterio's deception. And while being a serious person, Zendaya's MJ has a sharp and quick wit, which could make for an entertaining Spider-Girl. While Jess Drew is most well-known version of Spider-Girl in the comics, in the Marvel Mangaverse and the Exiled series, the character MJ appears as Spider-Girl. And given that the film's writers appear to be positioning Zendaya's character for more than just sidekick responsibilities, it would make sense for her to take up the Spider-Girl mantle. While the authors may be shaping MJ to suit a superhero model, the actress who plays her knows how to draw audiences to the stage. Zendaya's star power has risen considerably in recent years, and it is just increasing. Zendaya was seen in HBO's Euphoria and The Greatest Showman recently. Moreover, her portrayal in a very significant role in Denis Villeneuve's most recent epic science fiction movie, Dune. Outside of the MCU, she's known for her dramatic and spellbinding work, and she has the agile, athletic appearance required to play a superhero successfully. There's no need for Zendaya to remain merely MJ, given the way the character has been developed and her talent. As the next Spider-Girl, she can launch her franchise and feature among the MCU's other powerful ladies in Marvel's A-Force. There is no room to argue that MJ is a fascinating character in her own right. Many fans also believe that she could make an amazing Spider-Girl too. I know a lot of you might be wondering who this Spider-Girl is or what she's capable of. Is she as great and entertaining as Spider-Man? Let's find out in this quick brief. According to the comic book, Spider-Girl has superhuman power, but not as much as her male counterpart, Spider-Man. She can leap many stories high and across a city block. Spider-Girl's reflexes are likewise enhanced to far greater levels than those of a normal person. She recovers a little faster than a regular human and is a little faster than Spider-Man. Spider-Girl uses the biomagnetic field generated by her body to stick to nearly any surface, allowing her to scale the walls of buildings like a spider. Wall crawling is not as natural for her as it is for Peter. She must concentrate to avoid slipping off surfaces. Spider-Girl can repel herself like an opposing magnet, or she can repel and adhere another object or person through a shared medium in addition to clinging to surfaces. Spider-Girl has developed a spider sense, a form of clairvoyance that warns her of impending danger. That is somewhat more powerful and reliable than Spider-Man. It provides her with a high level of precision in determining the direction from which a threat is approaching. She learned to fight blindfolded, using only her spider sense after extensive training. She can utilize it to identify an opponent's flaws and exploit them to her advantage. Like Spider-Man, she can feel everyday threats or observations, but unlike him, she can use it to detect dishonesty. Spider-Girl's spider sense can also distinguish between distinct threats, allowing her to recognize a known threat. Spider-Girl has mechanical web shooters based on Ben Reilly's web shooter design, except that they are longer and thinner. They can shoot impact webbing and metal needles known as stingers. Spider-Girl rarely uses her stinger because she finds them too cruel. Her phone has been altered to fit into one of her web shooters and to resemble one of the cartridges. She employs spider tracers on occasion, but she needs a receiver to detect them because they are tuned to Spider-Man's spider sense rather than hers. She wears a skin-tight spandex unitard that she was initially uncomfortable with due to its revealing qualities, but she has become acclimated to it and now enjoys wearing it, as she stated in the comic book that it feels like a second skin. Spider-Girl once lost her powers owing to an electric shock, according to the Marvel comic book. She did, however, borrow Normie Osborn's Green Goblin gear until she could reclaim it. Spider-Girl has also been schooled in the use of her powers by Spider-Man and has undergone martial arts instruction from the Lady Hawks and Elektra Nachios. So as you can see, Spider-Girl is also quite a character who would be fun to watch on a big screen. Zendaya has also spoken out about her MCU character MJ, aka Michelle Jones, possibly becoming a superhero in the future. The Homecoming trilogy's grand conclusion, Spider-Man No Way Home, has already been released a month ago. As we saw that Peter's journey ends here, there's always the possibility that someone else will take over as New York's resident spider hero. So why wouldn't it be his girlfriend MJ? Tom Holland said that prior comments on his MCU future, stating that he wants to see a diverse spider brand, were taken out of context during an interview on the No Way Home press tour. The reporter then questioned Zendaya if she would be interested in leading the franchise after Holland highlighted the possibility of a female hero. But unfortunately, the Dune actress had said no, as she's reported to have a far bigger role in the upcoming sci-fi sequel and may be too preoccupied to take on web series duties. Zendaya laughed off the suggestion before slapping Holland on the knee and saying, Nah. I'm going to leave the Spider-Manning to you, friend." Holland quipped that he'll be a difficult act to follow in the future. Zendaya laughed once more and expressed her desire for Miles Morales to join the MCU. Holland agreed with this concept, adding Silk and Jackpot to the list of characters he'd want to see adapted. Holland appears to be referring to Sony's Silk and Jackpot projects which are currently in development. As a result, we can consider his statement as assurances that these spin-offs are still in the works. However, there's a slim possibility that MJ will obtain her superpowers anytime soon. Not that there aren't enough spider heroes on our television. Rumors about Spider-Man's future in the MCU have been circulating in the wake of No Way Home's popularity. Producer Amy Pascal claimed to confirm in November that a new Spider-Man trilogy with Holland and the friendly wall crawler is in the works, but with only her words to go on, this is the best case scenario. While doing regular advertising for Spider-Man No Way Home, the cast was definitely avoided discussing Spider-Man's future in the MCU and disclosing anything that would spoil the film for audiences. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, the show, Zendaya, Holland, Batalon, and Cumberbatch discussed their new picture with Jimmy Kimmel. The actress reassures that she was content with just being MJ. Zendaya stated, "If there's anything that I've learned, it's that, superheroing isn't always that easy, so I'm good." Spider-Girl will be voiced by Issa Rae, not Zendaya, in the animated feature Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which will be released this year. Even if she's playing an original character, MJ doesn't become Spider-Girl in the comic, as observant fans will point out. Speculation has been especially wild around Spider-Man No Way Home, and with the multiverse's entrance in Phase 4 of the MCU, it's easy to believe that anything is conceivable, even though Evan Peters' cameo as Pietro in WandaVision was ultimately a fake-out. The returns of performers like Fox and Molina in No Way Home open up all Marvel properties as fair game in the MCU. Zendaya as Spider-Girl in or out of the MCU wouldn't be surprising, but until Sony and Marvel clarify their intentions for Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, fans can only speculate. So that's it for today. Hope you liked this video. We're eager to know your thoughts on this matter. Would you like to see Zendaya in the role of Spider-Girl, or do you want to see someone else? If someone else, who is she? Let us know in the comments section of this video. Also, leave us a like and show your support by subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any other updates. And we'll see you in the next video. Until then,